Cats extended their streak to 13 wins in a powerful display against the struggling Eagles. The absence of Jeremy Cameron did nothing to limit Geelong's scoring power as they won by 85 points. This is your round 23 match review. Hey Cats fans, it's a late one, this match review. I've been in Bali on a, long overdue honeymoon. Got married back in 2020 and haven't had a chance to go away thanks to COVID. But finally got away after a few false starts along the way. And I'm back in Australia, back in Geelong, back at the heart of where the Cats are, and ready to do another match review video. It'll be a short one, this one. I'm not going to make it too long. It almost feels like I needed a bye week myself after the long year. So happy to sort of wrap things up pretty quickly in this one. But we'll go through the normal stuff. We'll cover off a few basics from the game and have a bit of a look at things. But then we'll wrap things up, and we'll start warming up for the game later in the week on Saturday against Collingwood, which I think we're all excited for. We just wish we didn't have to wait 2 weeks for it. If this is your first time joining us on the Hoop Show, on the YouTube show of this channel, thank you very much for joining us. If you haven't already subscribed, there's Brad. He's giving you the fist. He wants you to subscribe. Thank you very much. If you could do that, it would be great. Channel's growing bigger all the time. We really want to get to 400 by the end of the year, by the time we're on the Premiership Day. So that'd be great, wouldn't it, if we could do that? And then we'll just grow the show even more next year. We've got lots of plans. Paul and I had a bit of a sit down a few weeks back now, and put our heads together around what some of the ideas for next year are going to be and how we're going to take that next step with the channel. There's a few good things, so look forward to that next year. One of the little teasers I'm probably happy to put out is that we try to put together a bit of a panel show moving forward. We're not exactly sure of the format necessarily, exactly how it's going to play out and some of the segments and all that, but that should be coming in 2023. So hopefully you'll stick with us through the off season. We'll have some content coming out, some probably packaged content coming out around through the off season, maybe once a week or every couple of weeks or something like that, just to get us through, just to get your cat fix through that time. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with it. Let's have a look at some of my takeaways. Okay, so 13 straight. You got to be happy with that. We're getting very, very close to 2007 levels. If we win the first final, we've gone one step better than 2011 when we won 13. Was it 2009 maybe? Yeah, 2009 I think it was. We won 13 straight up until we came up against St Kilda. So that's a bit of a hurdle to jump over coming this weekend. But main thing is we just need the win, don't we, against Collingwood. But would be nice to get 14 straight. And to get back to that, get close to that sort of 2007 level of streak. And who knows what happens after that. Well, it's crazy. Danger, 300 games. He played really well in his 300, so I'm so happy for him. Couldn't quite get that goal. I know he had a chance at one stage to have a shot, but seems his confidence isn't quite there at the minute. I don't know, or he's being very unselfish, probably more that. Yeah, Danger. He'll probably take it on come finals if he gets an opportunity in front of goal 45 out. He'll have that shot, and hopefully he's going at like 60% or something like that through the finals. That'd be great. I don't know where he'll play predominantly. I imagine they've freshened him up to where he's most damaging so he can play in the midfield. But anyway, good to see Danger get through his 300th at home, and then another 3 more games, Danger, to get to 303. That'd be great if he could. Guthrie. The shoulder wasn't great, was it? But seems to be okay. Didn't look good at the time. I was oh God, not one of our prime ball movers, but should be okay. Even if he's got a bit of pain through the rest of the year in that shoulder, but hopefully he doesn't do any more damage in the weeks to come on that shoulder. Let's hope so. Anyway, in the lead up to the game, though, I nearly forgot to mention Jeremy Cameron had that hamstring scare. I remember sitting in the car. It pops up on Twitter, done a hammy. I'm like, oh no, and then full on meltdown. Another Chernobyl happened in Grovedale where I was at the time. Nuclear meltdown. But yeah, as the hours went by, it came to light that it wasn't as bad. It was just precautionary, and he wasn't going to play. It was a bit sad though. He didn't have a good crack at winning the Coleman. It would have been hard for him anyway, but that was a bit sad. He couldn't have a shot, and Hawkins was really no chance and he's too unselfish anyway. He was never gonna get that. Stengel had another great game, and pretty much we know we've seen the All Australian team now, but if he wasn't already in there, his performance against the West Coast solidified his spot in that team. There's no way you couldn't have given it to him on the year that he's had. He was amazing. So well done, Tyson. Bit of a shame, Kolodashny banged his head. I didn't notice him banging his head and getting concussed when it happened. I saw he went down awkwardly. I thought it was more he knocked the wind out of him. But so he went off. Him and Guthrie were off pretty quick, and we were activated the sub without mucking around too much, which is the way to go. Still won by 85 points with 2 players out and Jeremy Cameron around. So I don't know if it says a lot about us or it says a lot about West Coast. Probably a bit of both. I think we just wanted to play the right way, and West Coast maybe wanted to have a crack in the first quarter, and then after that, it's just what's the point? So, but I'm just glad that Kolodashny seems okay, and Guthrie seems fine, and Jeremy Cameron seems like he should be okay as well. So we'll talk a bit more about injuries in the match review video coming up later in the week, and we'll have a bit more, hopefully, information coming out of the club. What's today, Monday? So they usually put out their injury report on a Monday, so hopefully we'll be able to see that, and that'll give us some more information about what's it looking like, if they are very transparent, which hopefully they will be. If Duncan's not playing, he's probably the big one for me. I'd like to know, and I'm sure people like Menengola, who is probably going to be the man coming in. If Duncan's not there, he'd probably want to know that too. So internally, I'm sure they know what's going on. In terms of team stats, happy with the hit outs. Segler did really well, completely dominated the hit outs. Nananui wasn't there clearly, but Segler doesn't really put a foot wrong. You couldn't have asked him to do much more. He was amazing, and Blitz as well, and Tommy Hawkins. We just absolutely killed him in the hit outs, 30 plus. Contested possessions, 26 plus. Again, just did what we needed to do. We Lairised a little bit at times, but still did what we needed to do there. And Tommy Atkins, he might as well have played half a game. He only had 53% of game time. That's all Tommy needed. So it's almost like a rest for him, even though we didn't actually rest him. So good on him. And look, I'm not going to go through it quarter by quarter, but other than to say we won every single quarter. The second was our best. I think we won it by 32 points. So we're up by 52 at half time or thereabouts. So we were just absolutely in control of the game. And then, third quarter just eased off a little bit. Still won the quarter. And then the fourth quarter, it's like West Coast are already halfway to Bangkok, wherever they're having their end of season trip. They just weren't in it at that point, and we were just like, no, let's just play to the end. Let's just play the right way every minute, every second. Let's just do all the right things. Won the quarter by 4 goals, and then finished it off and did it the right way for Danger's 300th, and chat him off at the end, which was nice as well. So I think it's always good when we have a win in a milestone game. We don't lose too many of them. Let's have some look at some ticks and crosses.
So ticks, Max Holmes, thought he played great. He was amazing. He's got that speed. He just seems to be getting faster every game, doesn't he? Just breaking away from packs. He's probably going to get more attention in the finals to sort of stop his run. Hopefully the umpires are onto that a little bit, but he is breaking away a little bit. He's got that burst of speed. And when you've got a fit Danger as well, really going to be interesting to see what happens there moving forward. Hawkins' leadership, there was a moment, and he's always a great leader, Tommy, even when he's not the captain, but there was a moment where Stengel might have been a bit hungry at one point, and Tommy didn't overdo it, but he gave him a bit of a look and said, mate, it's not how we do it. And it was nice to see Stengel. He probably didn't like it initially, but Tommy didn't overdo it either, so I think he handled it as well as he could. He just said, gave him a bit of a look, and then a few minutes later, Stengel went inboard instead and hit up a teammate, and it was great. And hopefully the two of them have talked it out, and Stengel realises, and look, Jeremy Cameron was the same when he first came to the club as well. He's still probably, I've got to get a couple of goals on the board and prove my worth, and Stengel's like, no, mate, get your goals. You're going to probably kick close to 50 goals this year. You've done enough. Just play the team way. Everyone to a man's got to play the team way. So we want you doing that as well. My favourite moment of the game, baby Guthrie, or big Bustles Guthrie, or Z-Banger, whatever you call him. When the big Don't Argue came in, oh my God, he stuck the big mid out and just said, "Get off me, young fella." I don't know who. I can't remember who was tackling him, but he's like, "No, get off me." And I was like, "Oh, the absolute arrogance of Zachary Guthrie. What is going on when he's doing that to you?" He's growing in confidence by the day, by the minute. Don't you love it? Stengel, back to Stengel again. Yeah, he had a great, one of the probably goals of the year. Probably won't win goal of the year, but just on that boundary line there on the Marlborough Street side, it was great, wasn't it? He just sort of evaded the tackler, and then he got around him, but during the tackle he got slung and just got it through somehow. It was crazy. He just can't miss at the moment. He's full of confidence. Let's just hope he carries that through the month of September and kicks another. Gets another 7 or 8, 9, 10 goals through the month of September as well. That'd be fantastic if we'd get that out of a small forward. I don't know if we will. It'd be interesting to see what the scores are going to be like through September, whether there'll be a low scoring type of thing. Hopefully, we've been scoring 100 points a game almost most weeks in the last few weeks. It's 18 goals, 19 goals. I don't know if it'll be that free flowing in September. But hopefully, the boys just keep doing all those 1%ers, all those team things. And if the goals aren't coming, just focus on what you can do to impact on the game. That's what we want to see. Radigalia in defence, I thought he did really well. He's probably not going to be in our best 22. I think that's obvious. But it's really nice to see that he gives us an option. Should we get some injury troubles through the next few weeks, that he'll be there he's probably not going to be our first choice. Won't be first picked, but nice to see that we can use him in a variety of roles now, should we need to, moving forward. Some crosses. I've gone with the Guthrie shoulder. As I said, that's probably not a huge one. There's not many crosses you can come up with in an 85-point win. But Guthrie shoulder. Hopefully he's recovered enough. Hopefully it's not going to impact his ability, what he can give us over the next month. And he's not limited in his output, or another hit, puts him out of action again. Hopefully not. Hopefully they'll strap it up nice and tight and he'll be good to go. The collar dashing concussion, he should be okay to go, I suppose. He's probably one that might be on the fringes, I suppose, of getting selected, depending on matchups and how that's going to go. It'd be hard for him if he misses out though, because he's played most games throughout the year, and he's not our best kick. But he does everything else quite well. So I'd be hard done by if he misses out. But I think he'll get over the concussion. He's had plenty of time to get over that. But whether or not he's picked is another thing altogether. So we'll wait and see. Didn't like the booing of Tim Kelly. Look, I didn't like that he left either, and family pressures and so forth played a huge role in that. But I'm sure he probably would have preferred to stay in Geelong. Don't know if we need to boo him though. Just seemed to be enough of the crowd. Usually there's one or two people that boo, and that's, you kind of expect that in most games. But it seemed to be more than a few people booing him, which I thought was a bit unfair. So anyway, hopefully that's the last we see of booing Tim Kelly next time he comes down here. We don't sort of treat him that way. Home final. I'm not going to dwell on it too much. A lot of people talk about home finals at the MCG. Look, we're smashing it at the MCG this year. Not too worried. It'd be nice to play an interstate team there, though, at least. Can we play a Freo? Could we have played a Freo or a Sydney or something like that? Or Brisbane even? Didn't go that way. So look, Collingwood's got a free hit against us. I don't think it'll matter, though. I think we'll still get the job done pretty easily over Collingwood. Again, I'll talk about more of that in the match preview video coming up later this week. And lastly, just didn't really like the hating on Sav. I don't know. Like, he's given us an option. I mentioned Sav in the ticks as well, but just we're 2 games clear at the top of the ladder. You're always going to have players on the fringe, no matter what. We could be 5 games clear on the top of the ladder, and we've had players on the fringe. But why do we need to be hard on them? I don't know. Like, it's pretty hard to get into a team that's travelling so well. There's always going to be someone that stands out that's not as good, but it doesn't mean they're terrible players. In an average year, they're just going okay, and everyone else. But I don't know. I just remember the Shannon Burns, the hate on Shannon Burns in the mid noughties when we were winning those premierships. Like he won 2 day premierships and 2 night premierships. He's 2 day, 2 night Shannon Burns. But he copped a lot of crap, and thankfully I'm sure it got to him a little bit, but thankfully he just found that confidence in himself and belief that he played on. So hopefully Sav, if we need him, if we have to call upon him. Hopefully everyone gets behind him, because we need every Cat supporter behind every Cat player in September. We've all got a role to play as supporters to make the difference come the finals. So that is the the ticks and crosses. My votes, I've gone with Joel Selwood for the one vote. He played really well. He always plays well off a bit of a rest, doesn't he? So he was everywhere doing all the hard stuff like he normally does. Tommy Hawkins, kicked 4 goals. Again, did a lot of the team stuff, showed a lot of good leadership. I wanted to almost give him a little bit more. Cam Guthrie, I snuck him in for 3 votes here, even though he only played a quarter and a bit. But that quarter and a bit was absolutely amazing. He was just he was dominating everything. A couple of goals, he was smashing it. So and that was where the game was won. So I thought, no, he deserves. It was more of a bit of a walk in the park after halftime. We're 50 points up. We're not losing, and Guthrie didn't play the second half, but it didn't matter. The job was done in the first half, so that's why I've squeezed him in for the 3 votes there. Max Holmes, I really liked Max Holmes, and it was a bit of a coin flip between him and Tyson Stengel for the full 5 votes, but I went 4 for Max Holmes. I thought he was amazing in a couple of weeks in a row, and he was probably our best player for through the month of August. Just been crazy good. I'm so happy that he's just come along in leaps and bounds in the last month or two. And Tyson Stengel, what a game. I think 3rd time this year he's been our best player, voted by the fans, or the fans of the Hoop Show anyway. What an amazing effort. Regardless of whether he was best on the ground or not, he played fantastic, and full credit to him, full credit to all the people around him. Eddie Betts is the obvious one, but anyone else who's getting in his ear and offer him support, all the coaches and all the other players and everyone else, and to him especially, hopefully he continues on and play with the same form for the rest of the year, and more importantly, he continues on for the rest of his career, and he makes the changes in his life stick. It's really important for him that he does that, and the proof's in the pudding. Like he's just been great, and it's really working for him. So hopefully he keeps it going. No tweets of the week this week, people. I haven't got time to put that together, but I'm planning a lot of content throughout September, so I'll make up for that. But thank you, regardless, for all the engagement on Twitter over the last few weeks as well. It's been fantastic, especially it's been a lot of fun, hasn't it? This ride, this 13 weeks. There's not been a lot to whinge about, really. I keep thinking, one day I'm going to have to put out another Rage episode, but it hasn't happened. I thought, maybe there'll be a couple I'll squeeze in this year, just for a laugh. Bit of anger, a bit of fire and brimstone. I'm not really a fire and brimstone kind of guy. I'm very gentle and calm and mellow, but I thought I'll try and manufacture a little bit of rage when it's required. But yeah, it wasn't required, unfortunately, apart from that Hawthorn game, which didn't like. Anyway, what are you going to do? Yes. So, and I probably should say I watched the game at in a pub in Bali, or a little Nirvana, I think it's called, in Seminyak. So that was great fun. Made a lot of noise. There's another Cats fan there as well. So both of us were making a fair bit of noise on the day. That was great fun. Had a few cocktails and bintangs and pizza and all that stuff. I think we were there about 6 hours all up. We might have been watching another game in the lead up to it, but that was heaps of fun. It's great watching footy when you're overseas. You can find a place to watch. It's fantastic. Look, that's the end of the show. I think we'll wrap it up there. Oh, no, hang on. I'm going to find my notes. Look, Eagles, you're rubbish. You're rubbish at GMHBA. I forgot to mention, you've lost 9 times in a row by average of 73 points. What are you doing? You're no good. And Pumpkin. What more can you say about Pumpkin? He didn't get the prediction right this week, but Cats have still never lost since Pumpkin's been living in the House of Hoops. He's over there in his little sleeping thing at the moment, resting up. He's saving all his strength for Saturday afternoon when we have the twilight match against Collingwood. So he'll be right to go, and he's got a big prediction in mind, which we'll share that a little bit closer to the time. But Pumpkin's ready to go on that one. Saturday night, or Saturday twilight, 4:35. Cats v Collingwood. We've beaten them the last 3 times. Huge comeback last time, which is a memorable game. Jeremy Cameron just lit it up with his 6 goals. Just not sure about Jeremy Cameron. Sorry, not Jeremy. Mitch Duncan, whether he'll be back in time for that. Hopefully he will be. If not, get him back for the prelim if we can squeeze him in. That's the other thing. If he's not back and we're flying, do you force someone out to play Mitch Duncan? I don't know. I think you do, but I'm not too sure. I don't know. Anyway, that's me done for the show, guys. Check out the video to my left or right. I think it's to my right. We've got Paul James did a behind the play episode with himself, actually, which was quite really interesting to see what Paul thinks about the footy and his journey to
following the Cats and where he is now with his other interests in life as well. So check that one out. It goes for about an hour. It's if you've got a quiet afternoon at home or you've got a bit of time on a Saturday morning before the game, driving up there, put that on your speakers or on your headphones and have a listen to that one. Anyway, that's me out. Nice and short this week. I'll see you soon. And go Cats. Cheers. Bye.